super weird.
Because it's resetting that scene. Da, 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 da. Focus right. Focus right. Apply.
You did hear us just a second ago, though, right? When you checked our audio.
Yeah, but what I can hear and what they can hear are very different things. But
No, I know.
believe,
I'm just making sure the hardware is working, which obviously it is.
I believe this fixed it.
Oh, hello!
Maybe. Oh, look at it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to roll that back just a minute because none of you heard what I said earlier. So we're going to start from the beginning. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Get Your Paint On. It's Thursday, August 22nd. I am joined in the studio here with Faye Repus and John, hidden behind the camera, Swinkles.
My fault.
There was a whole rant that I went on while I forgot his name right as I was trying to say it before. You guys totally missed it, and that's really unfortunate, but also probably fortunate. So let's go back to the announcements. Let's go to the stream schedule again real quick. You guys know all about this. We got Dev Hangout Wednesdays at 10 a.m., Get Your Paint On Thursdays at 10 a.m., and then our monthly thingamabob that disappeared from my screen, John.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's the cue that I used to talk about things.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Our monthly staff showdown, which has yet to be announced. So we'll talk more about that in the future weeks. Let's go to the Hobby Terrain blog. Y'all know about this already. It's a private tier press hobby and terrain blog, operated and updated by our very own Danny Samuels. He updates it with all of his terrain wackiness that he's building for us. And I'm not sure what he's working on next, but hopefully he'll start posting some
He's
cool...
got some interesting ideas that are coming out.
Yeah, no,
So expect things to be a little new and different in the next few weeks.
Heck yeah. All right. And then we got Mini Crate. We got the Brew Bearer. This is a new one. You got until September 19th to subscribe to pick that up. We also have a new VIP subscription model, the Transfer Dancer. And then we've got for the L5R Mini Crate, we have Doji Hotaro and Hotaru, yeah. And then the VIP subscription model, Shosuro Sadako, which is going to be changing here coming up.
Pretty
We've
soon,
got,
yeah.
the Savage Mini Crate, Solomon Kane, who's the first or second month? Second month, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then VIP King Conan model, which I painted on stream a couple weeks ago.
And is super dope.
Yep. So now we can get on to what we are painting for today. So there's a little bit of a story behind this model. I was prepping a very, very different model this morning, which you guys can see here. It's a little big for the screen. So we were going to paint this today, but I was stopped in the hall on the way up here and was told to paint this instead. So I don't know if we've talked about this much in the past or what this is. This is Blinged Gubbin, and Faye's going to talk a little bit about what he is and how you can get one.
Yeah, so Blinged Gubbin is our new event support for Riot Quest. It'll be coming out pretty soon. Should be hitting stores real soon. Any store can order it. The event that we're doing in general is going to be called the Throwdown event, and it's going to come with 1 Blinged Gubbin, 2 foil Blinged Gubbin cards, and 2 foil background cards. And those are to be given out, however the EO wants, but usually the person that quote-unquote wins the event will get the Blinged Gubbin.
Or does the most cool stuff.
Or the most cool stuff, yeah. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what Throwdown is. Throwdown is actually a whole bunch of different ways to play Riot Quest as an event format. You can do like 1v1 single matches. You can do multiplayer. You can do like pods of 8 people. You can do a set number of rounds. You can do rounds until there's only one consistent winner. So it's not really a tournament. It's more of an event. You can do a whole lot of different things with this particular kit. There are also some special ways to choose your crew. Like there's the classic way, 10 crew people and 10 pieces of equipment. Or you can do an adventuring party, which we've kind of talked about a few times, which is just You choose 6 heroes, 1 of each class, and 6 pieces of riot gear. And then scoring can be done in a few different ways. You can do the person that wins the most. You can do the person that gets the most bounty cards, or several other weird things. So it's really a catch-all format that we're looking forward to people getting their hands on.
Awesome. Well, thank you for giving us a little bit of a primer on that, so everybody knows where they can pick up one of these guys.
Yeah, and so
this model's pretty sweet.
Yep, stores are going to be able to order it soon. It should be up on the online store that only store owners can see pretty soon.
Excellent. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of 360. I started painting them here while Faye was talking about where you guys can get them. This is just a little bit of Ordic olive, thinned down to kind of glaze over the skin tone that we got here. I'll give you guys a little bit of a 360. You can see all the little bits and bobs that he's got on him, because there's a lot more going on with this Gubbin than there are with the other ones, or with the other one rather. We got a little bucket with some coins up there. He's got a scroll back there. He's got a nice little chest. He's got his beautiful little scepter,
which I'm not sure is an explosive.
Yeah, the top of the scepter might be holding or hiding a little fuse that's probably lit already, and Gubbin just doesn't know when it's going to go off, because sometimes Gubbin kills himself. It's a thing.
Definitely can blow himself up, and does on a pretty frequent basis. Alrighty. So, one of the things I like to do, I did this on the studio model as well, is put a little bit of like flesh tones into his nose and the tips of his ears. This is a little bit of Midland flesh mixed in with that Ordic olive. I'm just hitting some of these areas, just add a little bit of character. The inside of his ear over here. Sorry, you can't see that.
Snake chat.
Does he come primed gold? No, he does not. He comes in bare metal, like he used to with everything else.
That would be amazing. Okay.
And yes, Gubbin is officially lit.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we might do more blinged models later. This will be the first one. It all depends on, how much people like the format and where it goes. But that is kind of a vague plan of more blinged models later.
Bring in some more of this color. Keep that green in there. Just get a little far away from it.
Yeah, the event support of, a cool, weird building for Mompoc has worked really well, so we wanted to go down the same line with Riot Quest.
Prizes you can play with.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love getting alternate sculpt models for stuff like this. Mm-hmm. It's really nice to just have some alternative options that are really fun.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting a little bit of yellow here, or actually I'll use some worm green instead, just to add some highlights. This color is a little dark by itself. And I'm mixing this into the base Ordic flesh.
Ooh.
So it keeps that kind of similar tone. It's not quite as bright. Get that off of there.
So when you're highlighting, do you just go from? Are you going from the top? Are you going to have him is his scepter having a light effect coming off of it or something like that?
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking of doing a light effect on the scepter.
I just kind of imagined it, like him showing up and there being a backlight behind him, right? Where it's just
It's
like,
just like shining behind
Yep,
him.
mhm.
The problem is, so if I were to paint that accurately,
yeah,
the front of him would be super dark
that's true.
because the light would be overpowering him from behind,
Yeah,
and it would obscure the front of him.
yeah. I'm thinking like old like
Now
80s.
he could be glowing,
Yeah,
which is an interesting idea.
yeah. Old like
Um,
80s anime where like a character will show up and then they'll get this like crazy spiraling backlight behind them.
I definitely know what you're talking about. I am gonna make him like really bright and poppy because he's a fun model, and I definitely want to portray some of that, funness of the sculpt. So get in there and do that. Going to take my worm yellow, or worm green rather. Getting ahead of myself here. Add a little bit of Cygnus yellow to it.
And then folks are asking if you're gonna give him a gold grill.
I'm not going to give him a gold grill, but he is going to have a gold tooth. There's actually, you might be able to see this tooth popping out right here. That's actually supposed to be a gold tooth. So he's definitely going to have at least one gold tooth, maybe more. He's blinged. He's got to have it.
Where did he get all of this gold? That's the real question.
Wrecking face and getting paid.
I guess. I mean, yeah, he has been known to blow up multiple people at once, so maybe he just blew up a whole bunch of people and stole all their gold. Seems like something he would do.
It's kind of how he rolls.
It is.
It's so much better than just straight green.
Yeah, you got to add a little bit of color to the green. Green's a color that needs a little bit of love.
Yeah,
from its other friends.
This is actually kind of how I want to do the Dunian Archon when she comes out. Is this kind of
like
green?
Almost lime green.
Exactly. Yeah, with this actually really good highlight for her. Oh man, I want that model so bad.
This one? Or
No,
the
Dunian Archon. This one too. This one's super.
I haven't
funky.
actually seen this model in person until it got dropped off on me
Yeah.
this morning. So that was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I've only seen the concept art. I saw some of the master molds last week, and I'm like, we need to get this out there. So I'm glad we did.
Yeah, have we even really talked about this model before?
I don't know if anybody has. It's been Hungerford.
And it would have just been like anecdotally, so
Yeah,
to speak.
exactly. Yeah, it would have been like kind of, we're gonna have some event support for this stuff. Along with other event support, we've got a ton of event support for Riot Quest. We've got the new Sniffer cards, Greedy Sniffer, Speedy Sniffer, Dark Sniffer, and we're giving them away whenever we can.
Folks saw that stuff yesterday.
Yep.
All right, so let's see here. I think if one of you guys could do me a favor, because I'm kind of stuck in here, there's some Rin flesh on the top behind the Cater Red highlight over there, and I need some Rin flesh.
And blocking the camera.
Sorry. It's like somewhere. It's in the back somewhere in there. No, that's Midland flesh. I think over to the left one. That looks right. Thank you.
I'm going to block it some more.
Yep. All right. So, final highlights are going to be done with. Ooh, that needs to be mixed up a little bit more. With a little bit of Rin flesh mixed into the worm green and Cygnus yellow.
I don't think I've ever mixed this many colors together because I am a noob squat painter.
I do this a lot. So I'm just going to hit his nose here. I don't know if you guys have seen a ton of photos of goblins and gremlins and stuff like that, but a lot of the time their extremities tend to have faded pigmentation. So they kind of get this.
Like almost to a normal human
Yeah,
skin tone.
yeah. So like the concept art for Gubbin is a really, really good example of this. I wish we had it because I'd show you.
And stores can email front desk at privateerpress.com, all one word, and get some of the promo stuff for running demos or having a launch day party or whatever they want to do with it.
Yeah, I've literally got downstairs 10 stores that I've already ordered. And I'm sending out Greedy Sniffers and Speedy Sniffers to them to do fun demo stuff, fun event stuff. And then the Dark Sniffer, you're going to only ever see that at larger cons. So,
at least for a while.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to darken some of these other areas so we can see this a little bit better. So take some black. Get his teeth. And this is something that I tend to do as I start painting various elements of zenithal highlighted models, or zenithal primed models, is I'll paint some of the elements black once I've gotten something done, just so I can see and more clearly define the things that I'm painting. Some things I won't do that too, like the scepter and stuff, which are going to get painted gold. I want to keep bright.
Right.
Because the bright undertone really helps bring those colors out. Which is another reason why I zenithal primed this model, because...
Bright colors?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken to almost always zenithal priming, it especially for trolls where they have so much definition in their muscles, which is usually that's the army I'm usually
it helps
painting.
Be kind of like a little bit of almost a coloring book, right?
Yeah.
Is it helps you?
It helps me see, which is just the most important part. Because like every once in a while, if I'm sitting and painting for too long, my eyes will go cross, and I'm like, cool, can't paint anymore because I'm done.
Yeah, I definitely take a 5-minute break or so every few hours that I'm painting, just exactly for that reason. Because like I just need to take a breath and sit down and contemplate what I'm doing. Because if you do it like too long, all in one sitting, you tend to get into a situation where you're just like kind of painting by rote, right? Like you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you can make a lot of mistakes doing that. So I try to sit down and not look at a model every few hours, just to kind of pull myself out of that stupor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's I've got to put on something to watch, listen to, like Lord of the Rings, extended Lord of the Rings is perfect for that, right? Just really stupidly long
I have
movie.
not watched that in so long, and I really, really, really want to.
Yeah. But yeah, just stupidly long movies.
I don't think I'll ever watch it again.
Yeah.
I've seen it
I've
too
watched
many
it
times.
several times specifically for this reason. It's like, all right, I need to do something, and I need a 3-hour long movie. You know?
Godfather.
Yeah.
Nah. So I was going to paint Gubbin's boots and gloves brown because his old ones were. But this is Blinged Gubbin.
Right.
And he ain't going to have no pedestrian
no.
leather boots or gloves.
I mean, he's got to have some
he's going to have
purple.
some beautiful purple satin gloves.
Yeah.
So we're going to make that.
He is a royal Gubbin,
If I
right?
had
He
purple over here.
needs some purple.
Well,
or
maybe
else
not then. We'll make this happen. We can mix this up.
Okay.
Let's get inventive here. We're going to take a little bit of Sanguine High. Oh, that's not the right color. Just grabbed purple. I thought it was Murderous Magenta. And it's not. All right, let's take some Murderous Magenta.
Yeah, Murderous Magenta is always so nice. It has that little bit of purple to it.
Yup. I'm going to take some Meridius Blue. We're going to mix these things up. This actually kind of goes back to a conversation that we were talking about a long time ago about mixing purples.
Oh, yeah.
And how, like, a lot of the purples that we have out of the pot are not super purple. They're very, like, really, really dark violet.
Yeah.
So this is a way to kind of mix your own purple in a way
Even
that,
some of the purples that we have that are purple are kind of dark purple.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like,
so if you want a brighter one, using like Meridius Blue or
Yeah.
Arcane Blue, which is what I'm about to do.
that's actually what I do. All of the hair on my trolls, not a lot of trolls have hair. It's all purple, and I always try and mix for really light purple.
Yeah. This makes a little bit more of like a lavender color. It's a nice purple right there.
So what was the last color you threw in there?
Meridius Magenta and Arcane Blue.
Oh, Arcane Blue, not Meridius.
Yeah, so I did that. So the mix, if you look on the palette cam, this mix right here is the Meridius and
Yeah,
Meridius
it's a little
Magenta.
too blue.
Yeah, it's a little too blue. I mean, I can mix that by adding some more Meridius Magenta, but the one next to it is mixed with the Arcane Blue instead.
Yeah.
So this is still, you got that purple tone, but it's just a little darker.
Yeah, it's too dark.
I don't know if it's too dark. It's definitely
It's
not
too dark
like,
for leather.
well, it's not going to be leather.
Okay.
Satin.
Oh, it's satin, right.
Yeah. So
Those look a little thick to be satin gloves, but I like it.
you know what?
Let's
They
do
can
it.
be whatever.
Have a layer
They
of
might be
satin
leather.
over them.
So he's got leather gloves on, and then
I mean-
over the leather gloves because they're made for human size. So like you had to put a leather glove on and then satin gloves on over it. I love it. That
Don't-
seems
don't
like
make
something
fun of
Gubbin
my
would
Gubbin.
do.
My
No,
Gubbin-
that absolutely seems like something Gubbin would do.
Makes his own choices.
Uh-huh.
That's why he's, so full of bling. He made all the right choices. Stole from the right folks. And now he's the king. He's the master of everything.
The king of bling.
Yeah, king of bling.
Made all the right choices, blew up all the right people. He just had to kill a couple of royals. It's no big deal. It's the apocalypse, right? We don't need that many royals in the
Yeah,
apocalypse.
who needs royalty anymore when the apocalypse has happened?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get there with this brighter one.
Tanner suggests that with that sweet hat, he's Lord Gubbinsworth.
Lord Gubbinsworth. Gosh darn it, Tanner.
This model just has so much going on. Oh gosh, that money sign necklace. I literally thought it was something else this entire time, and I just realized.
Oh no, it's definitely exactly what
There's
you
even
think
a
it is.
dollar sign on the money bag.
Who knows where they got the dollar sign from, right? Like this is War Machine Apocalypse world, but a couple of them have been to America apparently. Oh man. Oh, those almost right now they look like latex gloves that a nurse will wear.
Or like dishwashing gloves.
Yeah.
We'll get away from that eventually. Don't,
Okay.
Don't you
No,
worry about it.
I'm saying it just looks great.
He's protecting his hands while he gets all that bling.
Yeah, well, he doesn't want to get his.
He doesn't want
Goblin
contaminated
stuff?
bling.
So I'm gonna take some of
Do
this
do
sanguine
goblins
highlight,
just secrete stuff?
and I'm gonna put this in here for some highlights.
Ooh,
Add a little bit more color and warmth to
Yeah.
these gloves.
that helps a lot.
Yeah. Let's spin this back towards you guys. Now I'm working pretty watered down paints.
Yeah.
I added a lot of water to my wet palette before I started. Probably a little too much. So this is pretty wet.
Pretty moist.
Okay, sir. You need to calm down.
Yep. Yep, you do.
I'm gonna get in here and get this little hat started.
Oh, he gets a purple hat.
Of course, he gets a purple hat.
He's royal.
Purple
or
is the
has
color of
stolen a
royalty.
whole bunch of stuff from royals.
Lord Gubbinsworth.
I was thinking about red, but I'm already going purple, so we're gonna stay with purple.
I mean, you could do purple, and then do the inside a little bit, have a little bit more of a red tone to it. Maybe not entirely.
I mean, it's gonna
away.
have elements of red to it because I'm
Yeah.
gonna highlight it with that sanguine highlight.
That's
as
true.
well.
What are you gonna do? The insides of that
Oh, it's gonna be
crown.
gold. Oh, it's gonna be gold.
Gold. Okay.
100% gonna be gold.
So there's like
The jewels on it will probably be red.
okay. Oh, that's a good idea. Rubies and gold and satin, purple satin cloth.
Nice thing is the red will complement the skin tone really well.
In the purple.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna all work together really well. Hungerford is yelling at you.
Why is he yelling at me?
He's just yelling at you. Just
Just
your
ignore
name.
him.
You know what? Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. You can yell at me. You don't have to yell at the fine people in chat. You can come yell at me.
Except for then they'll hear it too because microphones.
You really shouldn't. He is literally down the hall.
Then I'd have to hear him yell and no. Besides, he just wants to shave your beard.
That's super weird and
$300 and I'll let you shave my beard.
This is getting really weirdly intimate and I'm not 100% sure I'm okay with it.
I mean, shaving a beard's not particularly intimate.
Having another person shave your beard, unless there's like money changing hands.
I mean, I literally just told him $300.
Right, I'm sorry, you're right. You guys are right. This is above board now. It's okay.
Yeah, we've gone out of weird into commerce.
Oh man.
And I know that he's not going to pay the $300. That's why I said $300. But I'd take $300 and let him do it. What the heck? Why
I mean,
not?
you could always grow it back out.
That is true. That's true.
And you'd have $300.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is working out. Just.
I don't want to know about
drew it
any alcoholic beverage that involves gubbin because I feel like it's gotta have some horrible chemical mixed in. Just, no good.
All right. How do I want to brighten this up? Maybe a little bit of carnal pink.
Oh man, yeah. That now that you've gotten a couple of layers of that purple, it really pops. Your gubbin. Did you design it, Hungerford? Beautiful.
It is in fact my gubbin, sir.
Or, our sculptor's gubbin? I don't...
It's not anybody's gubbin except
Nope.
my own.
Tanner handed it off.
Okay. So that's it. It's done.
Mm-hmm.
It is in fact my
It is
gubbin
now.
now. Belongs to me. My own. My precious. I had to do it. We talked about it earlier. We'll just
Just a little bit.
Did you though?
Drop that. Yeah.
All right, fair.
I mean, if it's Blinged Gubbin, I feel like he would say that constantly while holding that scepter.
Would.
And it would get real weird. Like, everyone else would be like, whoa, what do you do with that scepter? And nobody wants to know that. Except it probably explodes. Once again, there's almost certainly a fuse hidden somewhere in that scepter.
Or it's like some kind of voltaic explosive.
Yes, it's all C4 on the inside. He adds a little bit of electricity.
No,
and
it's like
explodes.
something left over from the
Oh yeah.
the Grenadiers.
Oh yeah, the Stormsmith Grenadiers.
Thank you,
Okay,
yes.
yeah, that works.
It's probably just one of those hidden inside some bling.
Okay. Or that was previously the King of Signar's staff, and secretly
a grenade on it.
No. Secretly, some angry Stormsmith tried to assassinate the king and failed, but it's the thing is still there. Nobody knows.
All right, we're gonna start.
The other part of me that says in the handle is just like your random, completely normal stick of dynamite. Like it's nothing flashy. There's just this exquisitely ornate housing, And it's just a Acme stick of dynamite in there.
So what gold is this?
This is not actually gold. This is rucksack tan.
Oh, so is this before you put on the gold too?
I don't know if I'm actually going to use...
Going to do non-metallic?
Yeah, I might do non-metallic.
Awesome.
A, because I don't have metallic golds up here, and B, because...
I'm really terrible at getting non-metallics correct. I always end up just going back to cold steel, dirty cold steel for my trolls, which works because they're trolls.
The reason I try to do it a lot in my free time is because it actually like helps your true metallic golds and metals get better too.
Yeah.
Because you have to think more about where the light is coming from and how light reflects off of things with true metallic or non-metallic metals than you do with true metallic metals. So having the ability to do both really, really helps your true metallic metal game.
Interesting.
Which is what we do in the studio. So it kind of does two levels of things. One, it lets me practice non-metallic metal a little bit more because it's not something that I do all the time. And two, it helps work on my true metallic metals for work.
Yeah, I think it also, like, a metallic shiny metal might take away from the purple a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Since it's such a...
It definitely gives you more control over how shiny the whole thing looks. Mm-hmm. Which, like, you can kill a little bit of that with your various matte varnishes and things, but like that just adds more to the model and makes things more complicated. And the cool thing too is like this is it base coats really well, so I don't have to worry about taking 5 years to base coat gold over white base coat.
Yeah, literally the worst.
It takes quite a while to get a nice smooth coat.
I never try to base coat gold. I always try to just do the fillery that surrounds metal as gold, and it's just like, it's just base coating gold is just terrible.
That's why I cheat.
I'm actually gonna bring in some.
I mean, I cheat as much as possible, or else my army would look like poop.
This is Battlefield Brown.
Because I do not have great hand-eye coordination. Fine motor skills.
All right, now I'm going to, what do I want to do here? Okay, we're going to take a little bit more of this brown. Or mix it into more of this.
Mid-tone kind of a thing?
Yeah. I do really wish this was Umbral Umber. I should have brought some up with me. I'm just putting it into this kind of crease at the top here.
Yeah.
To get that shadow. A little bit heavier back here because actually under shadow. Same thing here. Light it in here a little bit. This is almost kind of like a wash to redefine some of the details in here.
Yeah, but it's it's a wash that you're applying very specifically to get the shadows approximately right.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to get a lot more exaggerated with the shadows as well when I start like really getting into painting the metal, but
this gives you a nice
it's a good
jumping
framework.
off point. Yeah.
Yeah. Helps kind of redefine all the shapes. The other thing I like to do too is
so happy.
I know.
Jump out there with some brighter color just to kind of establish the point where I want this gold to get to. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to mix a little bit of this, which is Heartfire, and a little bit of Cygnus Yellow, because I want to cut back some of that orange. I'm going to get in here. I'm just going to hit the upper parts of this stuff.
The highest highlights?
No, this is going to be a little bit more than just the broad highlights. And I'm going to pull this back a little bit once I get some of these points on here. Because typically with super shiny metal, you want it to be like a really short transition between
so it looks really stark.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I mean, he's going to have at least one gold tooth. We don't know. He might have more. I mean, so the weirdest thing about being blinged in the apocalypse is like, is gold worth anything anymore? We don't know. It doesn't matter. Gubbin wants it. That's what matters.
And as long as there's any demand.
Yeah, that's true.
Then commerce.
Yeah. Yeah, I often want to know, not necessarily like what's going on in the apocalypse, but just like the most mundane of details that are going on around Riot Quest. Like, I don't know, where are people getting their clothes and stuff? Like, I want to know.
You want a day in the life.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want a day in the life of Gubbin. Well, no, not Gubbin. That's just going to be a lot of explosions.
Not that one.
It'd probably be the most entertaining.
It would be...
just not the most informative.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
I mean, I wanted a day in the life of like Sir Dreyfus, where he's just a goody two shoes, terrible.
Mouth white highlight.
He's wandering around a horrible wasteland, being a storm knight.
For some reason, I imagine that like any time Sir Dreyfus speaks, it always starts with a ha-ha.
Like, it's funny you say
or there's
that.
just suddenly background noise, right? Like there's like a background gathering musical note of like excitement and
Like just a small musical crescendo happening in the background.
Yeah. And it's, and then he always flubs the ending because he's a terrible Storm Knight, But
I meant to do that.
Yeah,
Ha-ha!
That's right. Oh, man.
Starting to look pretty blingy.
I know. I mean, is he the best knight? Yeah, there we go. Thank you. The best Storm Knight or the only Storm Knight?
Ha-ha!
Yeah, that's right. I am the greatest Storm Knight. And then, somebody in the corner just goes, "You're the only Storm Knight."
That's right. Thus the best.
This kind of... So I'm kind of building this up back here. You can start to see some of that
Yeah.
points of highlight.
Oh, man.
Then got to go a little bit brighter. So this is basically just straight mouth white highlight.
Oof. Oh, yeah. That starkness is really coming through now.
Bling.
Yeah. You are so much better at picking out where the light comes. I'm so terrible at it. Every time I've tried to do a light effect, I always screw it up.
Practice.
I'm just like
practice.
It's practice and observation.
Yeah, that line right there. That's not right, and then I never want to fix it because I'm a horrible lazy painter. Yeah. Thus the reason my only army that's fully painted is trolls.
I mean, I don't have a fully painted army, so...
I mean, yeah, being, I have too many armies at this point. Grimkin.
I have a
troll.
mostly painted Signa army.
Yeah.
Your Signar is pretty sweet. It's like candy coat red.
Yeah.
Because hot rod, red ones go faster.
Oh, okay. Is that was that the concept? All right.
Yeah.
So is it?
Well, I didn't want to do the blue.
Okay.
Right.
It's a Jeremiah, the Cray army then. So it's all hot rod.
It is all hot rod, but no, I don't actually have Cray.
Oh no!
It's a Maddox Storm Division.
Oh, you've missed it. You need one Cray because you've missed the note. You got the hot rod red. Everybody moving a billion. Disappointing. Very disappointing.
Meh. It's got Baby Jakes.
Okay. Baby Jake is great. And she's Morrowind now. She's gonna command some Morrowind troops pretty soon once they come out. Those, oh my gosh, the concept art on the medium-based Morrowind models. Oh my god, Oof,
I'm
good.
excited about.
Are those the like knights or whatever?
Yeah, they're big and chunky, and oh my gosh, they got amazing big, huge guns. I'm super looking forward to people seeing those models.
There's some cool stuff coming up. I'm definitely interested.
Pouring through the Oblivion book. And just like, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that, and I want that.
Oh man!
Because even though that book is very much more, like the lore and background style book, along with having the scenarios and stuff for playing the Oblivion campaign, and some of the rules updates and stuff like that. But so much of it is just chunky with lore, and art.
Yeah, I really love the descriptions of all the characters. Like I like knowing what Ragna's up to. I like where she came from.
Alexia.
Yeah.
Alexia's my favorite.
Oh, really cool stuff. Well, Alexia's everybody's favorite. I mean, come on. That's why she's getting a 3.
She's not the first person to get a 3, though.
That's true. That is true. But she's...
I mean, Butcher's got a 4.
Soon.
Yes.
Butcher the Unchained. Or no, Chained?
Unchained.
Is it Unchained?
His name's Orsus, thank you.
I can't remember.
Orsus the Unchained, even though he has a chain that keeps his crazy Lola attached to him, I think.
I think it also keeps his pants up.
Yeah.
Because,
I haven't actually
he's a beautiful, mostly naked man. Oof. Oh, man, he is a big boy, too. He is a beautiful big boy.
So this is a little bit of...
Yep, Gorshade got a 4th.
Yeah.
A little bit of brown ink.
Fiora 4 is absolutely... I love her so much. I'm looking forward to people getting their hands on her and learning what she's all about.
Try to blend this down a little bit.
Brown ink.
Oh, yeah. There it is.
This
the bling makes me the king.
Oh my god. No. The voice. Okay. No.
Yep, that happened.
You and your voices.
They're fun.
I'll believe you. I'll just believe you. Do you ever not have paint on your thumb? I feel like that's just a permanent thing.
I didn't walking into the...
Yeah.
In here.
That was an acquired habit.
Okay.
But I mean, if you look at it, it's right there. It's a perfect place to do
a quick
hone
test
of your brush.
Yeah, that is...
A little bit more of that yellow back in.
Looking real cool. It just... oh, man, I'm looking forward to that. The red spots coming out. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do that right now. See what it looks like.
Oh, yes.
Let me rebase coat it. A little bit of black. Nice sharp little dark line.
Brian Jack Sheet says, I'll play Riot Quest only if there are plans to do a Magnus character. I would buy that in a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'd do it in
Magnus
a second.
3, what would his thing be? That's the question, right? Because he's already kind of like a a wasteland, drifter, kind of a Mad
Exactly.
Max
He's
style.
like he's just ready to go. You
But
don't
yeah,
need to do anything.
he's already
He's
there,
ready.
right?
He's
So
good to go.
But no, you got to have a little bit of a twist to get him into Riot Quest, or they have to be a totally new character.
Anytime an enemy model moves away from him, he can take a free shot at him. So basically, if they turn their back to him, even though there's no facing, it's just kablow.
Bella already kind of does that. That's something that she's got. She'll poke people whenever they skedaddle. Oh yes, that red with that looks so good.
I don't know what color I'm going to do as lenses. They might also be red. We'll see.
Or maybe they just straight take damage if they end their turn standing next to him.
Should he have gold-plated goggles?
Yes.
What do you guys think?
Yes.
Should he have gold-plated
How
goggles?
does that work?
How does what work?
Gold-plated goggles.
On the
Don't worry
sides,
about it.
Not on the lenses.
Okay.
You're asking too many questions.
I thought you were gonna put it on the lens, and I'm like, wait, what? Can he?
He doesn't
Can
need
he
to
see
see
that?
Nah, he doesn't need to. He knows how good he looks.
It's true. It's so true. He also doesn't need to see his target, right? He's using explosives, so as
Yeah,
long
he
as he
just-
gets close.
And he's got those ears, so he can hear where the target
Yeah.
is.
I mean, it's horseshoes and hand grenades, really.
Literally.
Oh.
Striker 911 says, Gubbin dipped his goggles in gold because Gubbin. The end. And then Jordan Sovereign Salt was asking, should I let paint dry between coats or just give it a few seconds and keep going?
Generally, you want the paint to be fully dry. There are some exceptions, like if you're doing wet blending, you definitely want it to be wet when you're working with it.
That is an expert level skill that I am nowhere close to. I've given it a shot a couple of times, and then I immediately painted over it.
It's not too bad. The big thing is getting your consistency right. Is the biggest difficulty there. Mm-hmm. And once you kind of get the hang of that, it's not as scary.
Yeah, that's how I always want to do fire, but then I end up I screw up fire literally every time.
Fire is horrifyingly difficult.
Yeah.
To get right.
I've taken to just like
a
whatever.
huge pain.
Just paint it yellow and go up and just do a whole lot of layers of highlights, and it looks okay.
I think the biggest thing about fire in general is that almost never is the fire going to be black.
Yeah.
And a lot of people put black in their fire.
Yeah.
And like if it's magical fire, it won't even have red in it. It's just going to be white, yellow with a little bit of orange. Like, it's going to be very. In fact, it might even be like blue at the tips.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like a Bunsen burner, right, is a great example. It's all just yellow. It's white, yellow, and then blue at the very tips because it's so hot.
Yeah.
A campfire, you get a lot more orange because you're burning wood, right? It's a dirtier fire, which is not necessarily the most accurate way to put it, but it's pretty close. You generally you get the idea at least.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I mean, thing of Magnus on a steed. I mean, Helga's getting on a motorcycle, so I don't know. It's entirely possible. We'll see what happens in the future. We've designed so many Riot Quest characters. We've got them out to, I think, into 2021 already.
Yep.
I mean, we've got a ton. We're already designing more, right? I've just sat down yesterday and did some playtest with Hungerford, and we got a couple more characters already.
It's my favorite part of the fact that the playtest area is right next to my desk. So I get to hear all of it.
All of the yelling. Because, I mean, if you don't, talk about your dice beforehand and, try and psych your opponent out. Why are you even playing Riot Quest, right? It's got to be crazy.
Tony swears the most.
No, I swear the most.
No, Tony swears the most. Trust me. Sorry.
Okay, well, all right, sorry.
You S-talk the most.
That's true. But downstairs, when I'm in the in the back, I definitely swear the most out of anyone there. Oh man. Mostly because I have way too much work to do. Mm-hmm. Oh no, not Magnus in a wheelchair. No. I mean, he already built himself an arm. I feel like he can build himself legs too. I don't know. Or maybe instead of a wheelchair, he's half tank. That would make more sense. I mean, our staff showdown had 2 Gubbins blow themselves up, which was fantastic. And I took advantage of that horrible chaos and murdered everybody. So I stole the win there, which was fun.
Do I have white over here? I do not have Mara white over here. Okay.
I'm doing it the hard way?
Well, I just don't have Mara white, which makes doing these really bright points a little more difficult.
Oh my gosh. It just, oh man, the combination with that ruby in the center, it looks so good. When I imagine a crown that has been stolen by Gubbin, this is right. I mean, he would obviously take the most ornate, tallest crown available. If there was a top hat crown, he would have taken it.
I mean, this is
basically
about as close as you can get to a top hat crown.
It's true.
It just doesn't have a brim.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if
it's
it
like a
had
chef's
a brim,
hat crown.
Yeah, he would have totally taken it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I just imagine him having, walking into a, big, huge vault of loot, and he has a list of things, right, that he wants his loot to look like, and he's going down his list going, no, and he just throws it away.
Scepter, check.
Yeah.
Crown, ooh, crown.
Oh, man.
So I'm just going back in here and I'm cleaning up some of this, these spots that are a little too dark.
Mm-hmm.
Just reclaiming some bling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like how dark it is on the back of the crown. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That looks
Well,
really
part of it is
good.
I just don't have all the right colors that I need. Like Umbral Umber is much better. I don't have Blood Tracker Brown, which is a really good intermediary between orange and brown. And Battlefield Brown's just a little too desaturated to get the right color. You end up getting this kind of muddy mess, which I'm not a huge fan of. What I could do is I do have brown ink up here, so I could just take some Heartfire and throw some brown ink in it, and that would probably work all right. Let's see what we get. Brown ink's really good, just because it's got a little bit of that red in there too. It's got a nice, yeah, this is actually kind of perfect. It's got the right color tone for that middle tier color. All right, well, looks like we're kind of winding down to the end of the stream here, you guys. Unfortunately, due to some time constraints and getting Gubbin on stream today, we did not have the ability to get P3 painters done. So we'll go back to having that soon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I will not be here next week.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to be out of town. So we're going to have to figure out either something else. I'm not sure what the game plan is yet. But I'll have a conversation with Tony and we'll kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody for joining us here today. It's 11 o'clock. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Thank you, Faye, for joining us.
Yeah.
And thank you, John, for stepping in for Tony while he's gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.